episode of Beyond the Hood, where we discuss ideas, strategies, and brands that refuse to blend in. I'm your host, AJ Coffey, and today we are about to discuss the most strategic marketing books ever written, The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. Now, if you haven't read the book, the message is actually very simple. Imagine driving past hundreds of brown cows. After a while, you stop noticing them. But if there happened to be one bright purple cow, you'd immediately stop to admire it, and probably take a photo to show someone else. Godin argues that all brands should adapt to the strategy of being remarkable and standing out rather than blend in. To help unpack this idea, I'm joined today by Mr. Jarell Alder. Welcome, Mr. Alder.
Thank you, AJ. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so getting straight into it, right? When you first heard the phrase purple cow, what did you think Godin was trying to communicate?
So I will admit that the phrase purple cow already had me thinking. I found it interesting from the get-go. And then when I had the opportunity to sort of read a little bit of the literature, I understood that it was a powerful phrase and it was really meant to inspire and challenge at the same time. So I feel like the author is really saying to all of us that we ought to challenge ourselves, challenge what we know, go beyond the limits, be distinctive in your own way.
Very good. One thing that stood out to me was Godin's argument that being very good just isn't enough anymore. Why do you think consumers have become so difficult to impress?
I think that consumers have so many options, and persons understand that they are valuable. They understand that the choice that they hold puts them in a place of power, purchasing power, if you will. There are so many innovations, so many interesting things competing for the interests of consumers. So I think that contributes to consumers being difficult to please, because we are all aware that we don't have to settle anymore, because there are so many innovative things coming to market, and we all have a choice, and that makes us powerful.
So what do you think is the biggest advantage of becoming a purple cow?
I think a purple cow sets you apart. I think it says that, without doing too much, I think it says that this is the value that you bring to a space, that you bring to consumers. It puts you above the competition each time, because you are creating a space for yourself within, I suppose, a space that you can get easily lost, because so many persons are competing for the attention of consumers. And being a purple cow makes you stand out. It puts you ahead of the competition. It puts you in a position to lead. And I think that it's important for all of us to be leading in business.
Okay. So how do you think public relations professionals help organizations become the purple cow?
You know what? I think that public relations play a very critical role in helping to shape perception. And I think that public relations is essential to companies really crafting their unique selling point, but just crafting and positioning it as well. So I think that that's the important role that public relations play, helping to frame the perception that you want a particular consumer to have of your product, of your brand in their mind, bringing it closer to them and really highlighting the messages that you really want to resonate with a consumer from an emotional standpoint, so that they act in the way that you want them to act. So public relations is very critical, I think, in that process.
Love that. So public relations isn't simply about fixing problems anymore. It's about helping organizations create stories worth sharing. But do you think every business should try to become a purple cow, or are there situations where playing it safe can actually work?
I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer to that. I think that everything is situational, but I will say that I think there is value in becoming a purple cow. I think that there's a lot of value in that. Safe, going the safe route, I think you know what's on the other end. But becoming a purple cow, I think that opens up a world of opportunities for you that you can discover potential, discover profits in the case of business. Whereas safe, I think we could always tell how the story will end if you go the safe route or what direction to go. So yes, I think everything is situational, but I think that there's definitely value in exploring the option of becoming a purple cow.
Where do you see yourself falling in this bracket? Do you consider yourself to be a purple cow, or do you consider yourself to fall into the norm?
Well, before today, I can't say that I branded myself as a purple cow, but I think having an understanding now of what that concept means, I'm happy to say that I have some purple cow tendencies. So I've always tried to position myself in a distinctive way, not to compete, but just to highlight the value of creativity, the value of design thinking, and the unique place that occupies in this world. So yeah, I think that I am proudly a purple cow, and I stand by that. Having this knowledge now, just to be distinctive and to challenge norms and to engage design thinking in a way that could really transform spaces and bring solutions to consumers that you're trying to please and satisfy.
In your current position, how do you think applying this strategy amongst your peers would change the game?
You know what, I think it's something that I already do. Before today, as mentioned, I did not know that there was actually a term for it like this. But in my line of work, the consumers that we are striving to please, their needs are evolving all the time. So I think we have no choice but to be the purple cow if we are to remain not just relevant, but if we are to really address the needs of those that we are serving. So it's a message that I advocate for all the time, and I think we're definitely seeing the fruits of persons buying into the concept and again just positioning themselves as distinctive, and the work that we do collectively as a team, seeing the value in that and working towards positioning it as distinctive as well.
Mr. Alder, thank you very much for your feedback. My biggest takeaway from this chapter is that people don't remember ordinary. They remember experiences, they remember stories, and they remember brands that make them feel something. As future public relations practitioners, I think that's one of the biggest lessons to take away from Seth Godin's The Purple Cow. Well, that brings us to the end of today's discussion. A huge thank you to our guests for sharing their thoughts, and thank you to everyone listening. This has been Beyond the Hood, and we'll see you guys next week.